The EduTech guys present a conversation from our live coverage of FETC in Orlando, Florida on Tuesday, January 23rd, 2018. Enjoy the program.
So I'm Jussi Kajala. I'm with an EdTech company called 3D Bear.
Okay.
I'm from Finland.
Okay.
It's quite a long flight from there.
That's a trip.
Much colder in Finland than here.
Yeah.
So this is like heaven on earth.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah. I was going to say, you're probably sweating at this point. You got a long sleeve shirt on.
I packed only winter clothes. No,
Yeah.
I did not.
Yep. So tell us about what you're doing here at FETC.
Right. So we are speaking, we are pitching, and we are exhibiting.
Okay.
Our company does augmented reality and 3D design for classrooms.
Okay.
So we have figured out ways how educators can use these new 3D technologies for better learning.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
So it's an app, right? It's
Yeah,
for tablets and phones, iOS, Android.
that's right.
Cool.
iOS and Android. And with the app, we provide lesson plans and pedagogical content, teacher material, teacher support resources that kind of help you to run a classroom. It's more like teaching experience, one shop provided to you.
Awesome. So the students can take it and place objects inside three-dimensional objects inside augmented reality. Well, inside of the classroom.
That's right.
Or a field, or a football stadium, or anything like that.
Yes, exactly. For example, students can reenact a historical scene in augmented reality, think about what happens in the Boston Tea Party or Battle of Dunkirk, come up with their own 3D models, then upload them to the app and reenact the historical scene. And this way, the people who learn kinesthetically, they, learning by doing, they kind of think about, okay, what 3D models do I need for this scene? How do I place them? Where do I put it? And so on. And when they create it themselves, it's much better learning experience. So they remember what happened in the Boston Tea Party or the Battle of Dunkirk after they've done it.
Exactly.
And that's what we've found in Finland, where we've got really positive feedback from the educators, and that's how we're coming to US as well.
Awesome.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm wrapping my brain around this. It's not just the augmented reality 3D app. The students are actually creating the 3D models themselves for the app. So talk about that.
Right. So there are multiple ways you can go about doing it. In the app, you have primitive shapes, like in many other CAD design programs that you have. You can combine them, creating your own models. But you could upload from Thingiverse. You could design yourself in other CAD platforms and upload them into the application.
Okay.
So you can create any kind of model galleries, any kind of lessons with the app.
Awesome.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is great. So
I was looking at Mitch.
oh yeah, no, it's
I'm sorry. You want in on this?
Yeah, come in.
he's making you sit down.
I was just listening.
I know. Well, that's
It's on radio, so I can't photobomb.
yeah, that's right. You just
Yeah. Awesome.
you just audio bombed us, I guess.
So we just got Mitch Weisberg to come in and said.
Now you're in trouble.
No, we were just talking about the aspects that this is a neat application because students that want to create for it can create for it, and students that just want to use it can use it. So if the classroom is divided, oh great, if you've got your coders and your designers, then they can go over here and create what they need for the Boston Tea Party or the Battle of Dunkirk or
Or parts of the body.
exactly
or
anything.
right, whatever it is they're doing.
Space station, it doesn't really matter.
Creative storytelling.
Creative storytelling, yeah. Hansel and Gretel. Let's rebuild this whole thing. So it goes all the way down through all age levels, and then you have the students that can then use that. So once they build this three-dimensional world, they can put students inside of it, and they can video it.
Right. Take photos, video it,
Right.
share it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And also 3D print the scene. So
Right.
you can 3D print the models that you've designed.
Yeah.
So this kind of solves the bottleneck that there's been with using 3D printing in classroom. 3D printing is slow, cumbersome, a little bit difficult. The beef actually is 3D design. And when students have this kind of a learning experience by 3D modeling and augmented reality, you actually focus on the pedagogical part of the work, the 3D design. You still get the end result. So you 3D print, you get the physical creation, you see all the design cycle. So you get the kind of, that's the icing on the cake.
Right.
You get it. But, we've solved the bottleneck.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's fantastic that you're able to incorporate all of these different aspects into one, into one app, but into one place by using augmented reality. I mean, my brain is, I mean, it really is. I'm just like, holy cow. So it's not just, I mean, let's just break out an entire scope of, okay, Boston Tea Party, you've brought that up several times. So you not only have students who are either grabbing different models of ships and boxes and whatever else was involved, and the people involved, but by the same token, you could actually have students, because it's augmented reality, you could have students who are dressed as the part interacting with these augmented 3D pieces. Yes, I realize there'd be a bit of acting and all that kind of stuff. At the same time, you have other folks who are documenting this in whatever form or fashion that may be. It could be you have folks who are creating a narrative about what's happening. You could have other folks who are doing what we're doing. They're recording a podcast or a vodcast of what's going on with the augmented reality. I mean, that is just, it really is
So you want to hear
mind-blowing.
something else that's really mind-blowing? Okay, picture a class that's inclusive, so it includes somebody with severe autism who has no verbal capabilities, can't talk, communicates only with an aid, can't read, basically is isolated from the class. You introduce this to the class, and that kid does a model which is more sophisticated than anybody else in the class.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, that kid is the star.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so cool.
And that's where technology integration is taking us in the 21st century. Is we're taking those students that didn't have a spot, that didn't have a role, and they're finding their voice, and they're finding out, oh, this is what I've been waiting for the whole time. That I was the kid that always sat in the back drawing jet planes and things like that. I can do this. This is easy. I needed something to spark my interest. This is it, and this is not just a single tier. This is multi-tiered across the level. I mean, you can do so much with it. It's really interesting. I can't wait till we get to the augmented reality level, where our devices can actually we place the objects in the room, and so I'm an actor in the room, and I can see it on the screen, and I can grab it, and I can pick it up and interact when we get to that scanning. That's.
If you want to hear something else that is neat, I could talk about what we did in Oulu, where students redid their school. So we divided students into groups of 3 or 4, and we asked them question, what do you like about your school? What places do you like the best? What bothers you? And then we asked, right, select one place in your group and go there on site and redo the place in augmented reality. So the students went around the schoolyard and then redesigned it. So they came up with ideas like on the yard there was a jungle gym. Students kept falling from it and hurting their knees because the ground was hard. They designed sand to soften the fall and safety cushions. There was a really noisy corridor on the ground floor. They designed a quiet room on the corridor the students could escape from the noise. On the second floor there was a place where students did homework during breaks. There weren't chairs and tables, so they did that on floor. They designed furniture so that they can do homework during the breaks. Crafts room was dull because it didn't have color. They designed a colorful piece of art there. The toilets were scary because there wasn't light, so they designed better lighting for toilet. So they came up with all these kind of ideas, came back to class, debated what is the best design, defended their ideas, and voted for the best design to be 3D printed. In this particular case, the place where they do homework during the breaks on the second floor won. We took that to the principal with the class and the teacher and said, look, grade 5 in Talvikanga school in Oulu, we thought, how can we improve our own school? These are the ideas we came up with. This is the winning design. Sir Principal, could we please improve our school this way? And think about this. This not only, hit subject-specific curriculum like scales and measures in mathematics, design thinking, computational thinking in arts, but also the higher order skills. So the project work, critical thinking of how can you affect your own environment, all of that, the things that you need to learn in the 21st century. I think it's really great, and I love the kind of a feedback that we've been getting from class that this is actually something that helps to teach these skills.
It does.
So I have two follow-ups to that. One, what did the school ultimately do? I mean, were they able to implement any of the things that the
They
students had come up
implemented it. They did the place to do the homework. Not exactly the same though that
Sure.
the students had, with some modifications, but they still did it.
with? That's
Yeah.
awesome. And did you know these were fifth graders?
Yeah.
That is phenomenal.
Well, and not just that, debate, cooperation, equity, and democracy in action, right there.
Right.
I mean, the whole other side of it. We're getting into the soft skills.
Agency.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty amazing. So here, how can our listeners find you if they're listening to us now? Are you?
So one of the cool things is that we're starting a campaign to have schools apply for a whole set of 3D AR in order to a free summer school.
Okay.
Wow, awesome.
Okay, so if I think you can just go to the 3D Bear AR website, right?
Yeah, www.3dbear.io. You'll find the summer camp there. We would love to have people participating. We have a grants program for teachers involved. Please sign up. In FETC, we are at booth 1159. That's 1159F in the game-based learning.
Awesome.
Awesome. That is
And you're
so
also
cool.
doing a session, I think, on Thursday, right? Also at the Game-Based Learning Pavilion.
Awesome.
Welcome
So
to
in that
listen in.
session, you're going to demonstrate your app, and the participants will be able to get their hands on it and use it. And
Right.
Oh, that is phenomenal. That's fantastic.
And you can try out the app on the App Store or the Google Play Store, even now for free.
And it's 3D Bear.
.io.
Yeah,
The
but
web page and
oh,
the app you find
Yeah.
in App Store or Google Play. 3D Bear, all written together. Then space AR.
Cool.
Great.
That's where
Give
I'm
it
at
a
right
go.
now.
Okay.
Awesome.
That is great.
Well,
Man.
thank you for coming by. I'm glad you made time for us so we could find out and then we could share it, because this is some really happening stuff. I'll be sharing it in my school district, so don't worry.
Thank
So-
you very much.
That's
We'll be
right.
sharing it consistently throughout the show. So
Great.
Great. We have a couple of parting gifts for you. These are little buttons.
little
that-
tchotchke from
right.
the guy from the
You can
EduTech
tell
guys.
everybody.
I know those two guys.
That's right. That's right. I know them. They put me in the hot seat and
some
they
buttons,
grilled me
you know.
these questions.
Those guys are great. If anybody ever wants to find out more about EdTech, go to the EduTech Radio.
There you go. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Mitch.
you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Awesome
Pleasure.
endorsement
Yeah,
from Mitch Weisberg. We appreciate that. Very good to meet you. Appreciate it, Mitch.
Always great
As
to see
always,
you.
great.
You've been listening to a recorded conversation from EduTech Guy's live coverage of FETC 2018. For more information about EduTech Guys, visit edutechguys.com. And thanks for listening.